Good morning, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. In this bowl, I've got some rice, cauliflower, broccoli, chopped chicken, onion, and homemade cream of chicken soup. And what I'm going to do is put some of it in this little bread casserole shaped pan. The rest of it will go in this big one. My daughter doesn't eat dairy anymore, so I'm going to put some of this cheese in hers. You can get this at health food stores, and it's also available at Walmart. In ours, I'm going to mix in just some regular Mexican style cheese. And I wanted to show you one more thing. If you don't use cooking spray, you might wonder, how do you grease your casserole pans? And what I do is just put some coconut oil on my pastry brush and just brush it on. The sides, the bottom, everything. And it works. You can also do it with olive oil, but the coconut oil being just a little bit cold will kind of stick to the sides a little better, like Crisco or something would do. So that will be tonight's dinner, and I'll show you when it's finished. So yesterday I forgot to take a picture of the finished chicken rice broccoli casserole, but it turned out really well. This, what you see in my bowl now, is the beginnings of meatloaf. It's red bell pepper chopped, some onion chopped, whole oats, 1 shredded carrot, and some seasonings. And to this I'm going to add 2 eggs and 1 pound of ground pork and 1 pound of ground venison. You can use any kind of ground meat that you like. You can do turkey, beef, a mixture, just whatever you like. The only one I've never tried would be ground chicken, and that's just a personal preference. I really don't care for ground chicken. Anyway, once I get this all done, I'm going to put it in a little 8 by 8, I think is the measurements, loaf pan or brownie pan. And I'm going to put foil on it and stick it in my fridge because I've got a bunch of errands and things to do today. And when I get home, I'll be able to just pop it right into the oven along with some sweet potatoes. I'll show you what the meatloaf looks like in the pan before it's cooked here in just a second. Hey, just wanted to jump back on here real quick and tell you that the reason I'm using ground venison and ground pork is because here on our farm we raise hogs, and so that's where I get the ground pork from. And then the venison, my son loves to go hunting, and this is courtesy of him. And I think the more natural things that you can get, the things that you know are a little more healthy for you, which I believe these are, the better. So anyway, that's why. Here's the meatloaf in my pan, and I checked this is a 9 by 9 pan. It's by Pampered Chef. It's like a stone. You don't have to have that kind of pan. You can do whatever you want. You can do 2 loaf pans or make it even thinner and put it in something bigger if you want. And I just go around the edge and kind of tap my hand down in there and make like a little, like just to bring it off the edge there. That makes sense. Now, I don't top mine with ketchup and stuff because my kids will put ketchup on their plate and dip it in. I just put foil on it, and this will cook for about an hour, depending on how hot your oven is. I put mine in at 350, and it takes about an hour, sometimes just a little bit longer. And just cut it down the middle to make sure that it is done. And also, the noise in the background is my fish tank. It's in my living room, which is right here next to my kitchen, so I'm sorry, I can't really do anything about that. Don't want my fish to die. All right, y'all take care. I'm off to run some errands. All right, it's time to eat. Here's the meatloaf, mashed sweet potatoes, corn, and sauteed cabbage. Hope y'all have a great night. Hey y'all, tonight's dinner is going to be vegetable soup. I'm going to make it in my old trusty crock pot here. Now you can add meat to this if you want, but tonight I'm not going to. I'm going to do mixed vegetables. My cat just hit my Christmas tree. Anyway, I'm going to do mixed vegetables and about 4 potatoes. This is my homemade tomato sauce, and this is about 4 cups. You could use a couple of cans if you want, and if it's too runny, then I might add a can of tomato paste toward the end, but we'll wait and see. That's homemade chicken broth. Then I've got salt in the big jar, basil, black pepper, onion, and a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Okay, so that's all that you need. I'm going to dice the potatoes fairly small. and I'm going to put it all in the crock pot. The only thing I have to chop for this recipe is my potatoes, and I wanted to show you this fun little kitchen gadget. Now, I have a small kitchen, so I don't have a lot of room for stuff, and I think these are around $20 to $25 if you buy them new. However, I got this at a yard sale for 50 cents. So you put your potato in there. Now, you do have to chop it a little unless you want, you know, like really long strips. Put your potato, onion, celery, carrot, you know, whatever it is that you need to chop. Close that down. You kind of hit it just a little, and it makes perfect little squares. See, there's the blade. It comes with this one, and it comes with one other one that's smaller. At least mine did at the yard sale. They knew they might come with something else. Okay, so there you go. Perfect little squares of potatoes. All right. Dinner's ready, and here's the soup I started this morning in the crock pot. It smells really, really good. And to go alongside, I made some gluten-free honey sweetened cornbread. Hey y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. It's Thursday morning, and I just put some roast into my Instant Pot. I'm going to use it on the slow cooker function for 6 hours because I have errands and Christmas shopping to do. And the reason that I'm using my Instant Pot instead of my regular slow cooker is because this way, if I come home and it's not completely done, I can just pressurize it for a couple of minutes and then make my gravy. Also, I like to make my gravy straight into the pot, and it's just less dishes to wash. So there are my roasts. It's 2 small venison roast. And what I have on top of that is all of this you see here. Avocado oil, garlic powder, dill weed, onion powder, black pepper, salt, parsley. Then I use the mild banana pepper rings, about 1/4 of that jar, and I also put in a couple tablespoons of the juice and 1 can of beef broth. That is it. So in 6 hours, I'll show you how it is. And here's tonight's finished dinner. A roast with gravy, homemade mashed potatoes, green beans, and a piece of bread.